Seems like some kind of a voodoo.
Voodoo?
Sanding it down like that.
Okay. Jikke, can you... That's good. And then a little bit to me with your head. And bend your head a little bit to your left. Not that much. That's good. Okay. Yeah. The light is a little bit different this time.
Mm-hmm. So what do you do then?
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. Firstly, yeah, it was very interesting to see how far astray I went last time. This time, yeah, the position is also a little bit different. Like this one is further up suddenly. But all of this is not a problem. I'm just going to start with simplifying in the background.
Okay. Well, to sort of warm up before you start with the figure, or?
It disturbs me.
The back, okay.
How it is now, and I think that it ought to be different. It shouldn't be this red color, you know. But still, still, it's the same idea that you try to correct things that are obviously wrong first, or. Yeah, of course. But I try always to paint the space as well as the figure, so that I mean I've done that mistake many times, that I've just focused on the figure.
Oh yeah.
So a little bit of the point of working on the background here is to just get paint on there to sort of, so that I can start with painting her in the room and not painting her in herself. You know? Or something like that.
The model in herself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the idea. And for me, I think it's fine to just add something relatively flat, because I can always make it more exciting and play with things I have underneath. A little bit to me, please. And bend your head a little bit to your left. That's good. Yeah, sorry.
So you aim at some kind of a neutrally present background, but not much explanation of the room. Yeah.
At least now.
Okay, yeah. So, but if you don't have any specific plans about the background, you just do it fairly neutral, and then you can make changes later.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't planned a background, but I'm planning a space, and this is a relatively boring way of doing it, of course, where her shadow side has a lighter background. But it works. Excuse me. Yep. And then
you quickly go into the actual figure.
Yeah, and of course it's difficult for me now to see what is the most important, because I feel like I have to just add painting and start doing, just continuing on it. And
to build up mass, you mean, or?
Yeah.
So that you have something more to work with?
Yeah, I don't know what to say other than continue with it and get it more right.
Yeah, okay.
That's and of course last time it went terribly wrong for 20 minutes or so, and that was because I had not understood this triangle here. That is the mouth. The mouth, nose and eyes. But now, this time I understand it. At least that's what happened last time. But that's good. No, not that much. A little bit back. Thank you. So that is what I will work on now, and because it's always all about the form. I think you can make a hierarchy of values here. The form is always the most important, and secondary is the expression, and then thirdly is the colors.
Yeah.
Like this is just like for all paintings, and then you have the aspect of storytelling on top of that. But this is like if you want, how do you make a painting look good?
You really are increasing contrast here.
Yeah, or at least I'm getting the forms, because it's about the forms, and this is what I can see in front of me. I mean, I could always glaze this down to make it darker again.
Yeah.
If I want that, but at this point I just want to make it fairly right. And sometimes you want to make things right in a poetic way. In this case, my model is quite poetic, so I don't have to do so much changes. And of course, this time this thing is higher up.
Yeah. So.
And I'm thinking, yeah, I can just take it higher up. I don't have problems with that.
Do you have any general advice on? Well, you should absolutely be open to changing things if things suddenly work better. But is it possible to say something general about, to what degree do you change? When do you decide to change? And because you don't want to change all the time.
Well, actually, no, I don't. But but like it's easier to understand everything if you follow how things are in front of you. So taking the shoulder up there is I'm not sure which one is better for the image, but right now for me it works like a sort of a like in the old days when you build houses, you made holes in the walls.
Okay.
Where you could put in. I mean, you do it still to some level, so that you can build a structure around it to paint it. To paint to also. Oh
yeah. Okay, so you get scaffolding or
like a scaffold. So for me, this is a little bit like a scaffold at this point, because that's how reality looks in front of me now, and it makes it easier for me, because once one thing is significantly different, I have to use my brain much more, because I have to always think, okay, that is different, but that's because of this, because of that, all sorts of.
So then we're back to this idea of thinking, I don't know if it's the wrong term, but sort of thinking more naturalistically in the beginning to understand the shape, and then you, of course, are
definitely.
You change it if you suddenly see that something else works better.
Yeah.
Because you see that better when you have the totality working, right?
Yeah, and I think the naturalist approach is I mean, it's very good to be able to do what is the life. I mean, it's to improve it is, if you have the audacity to think you can improve nature, then at least first you should be able to follow nature.
Yeah.
And usually the naturalist approach is, I think very often it's not a problem as long as you avoid photo. Like, the photo is the true devil.
Yeah, avoid the photo, or as your father said, avoid thinking like a photo also.
Yeah. Bend your head a little bit to your left. Thank you. Yeah, so things are happening now here. It's not that exciting what's going on, but
yeah.
And one thing which is looking good here is that I'm just adding strokes on top of what I have without being afraid, and that's very central.
That you don't stiffen and.
Yeah, when you stiffen and you try to get the line perfect, then you have lost the image.
Thank you for checking out this video from the School of Apelles. To watch the full video and access our premium library, go to caveofapelles.com/subscribe and become a $10 patron. That's caveofapelles.com/subscribe.